Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Abington Conservation Meeting, Monday, August 14th. We have old business, and I'd like to ask someone to make a motion. We can put that off until we have to do the two notices of intent first.
Sure,
please.
I'll make a motion to push off the old business
Okay.
till the end.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. First on new business, file number 84512, notice of intent, Gerard Sweeney, 81 Crabtree Lane, to construct a 20 by 38 in-ground pool and fence within the buffer zone. Oh, set, come on up. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think you have a copy of the plan in the backyard. We've got
You're the homeowner?
I am the homeowner, yep, Jerry Sweeney, 81 Crabtree Lane. So it falls within the floodplain and wetland protection area. Probably, it's just on the edge of it. So we're probably looking to put it directly behind the garage, and then it'd probably extend maybe another 5 feet beyond the garage. There's no trees. I mean, it's all open space.
Mm-hmm.
When they built the lot, they basically cut down every tree. So it's just, right now, it's just backyard.
Okay.
I mean, other than
There's a
that-
proposed addition shown on here. Is that actually?
Yeah, this was an old plot plan that I had. That addition is actually there.
So is that the size of the addition?
That is
correct?
that is the size of the addition, correct?
And the corner of the pool, how far, it looks like it's, I'm trying to look at the scale of the
Yep.
garage here, if that's what it is.
Everything, yeah.
But the corner, the corner closest to the wetlands,
Mhm.
is that like only 10 or 15 feet away
From the,
from here to here? Is that 10 or 15 feet?
from right here?
Yeah, the way you have it drawn on here, it looks like it's.
Yeah, I mean, it does. I mean, that is almost to scale. I mean, it's probably, maybe, depending on where that line, yeah, off the corner of the garage, it kind of,
'Cause we usually have a no-build zone for 10 feet.
yeah.
Away, 10 or 15 feet away from the wetland, and the pool's gonna be right up against that, and, you know, I assume you're gonna wanna be able to walk around your pool.
Yeah, but one of the things he had talked about, though, is because we do have this sewer easement, is turning the pool a little bit in the backyard, so it's not a straight line back there, so it would almost run parallel with the 20-foot.
If you turned it towards here.
Yeah.
Parallel to the sewer.
And again, I don't know, you're talking this line right here, correct?
This is the wetlands line,
This line.
according to this, what I'm reading here this is the.
Oh, you know, honestly, yeah, if that is the wetland, it's at least 15 feet. I mean, that's, you know, because that's, I mean, to scale, if that's 30 feet, right, 26 feet, so it's probably, you know, we had originally talked about doing a 20 by 36, so.
And that includes the pavement around it?
Yeah, because the patio on the corner here and here would only be 4 feet, and then we would come, we've got enough room to do about 10 feet here, and then probably another, 15 feet over here, so. But from the back edge of the pool closest to the house, to the deep end, the left side, there would only be a 4-foot pad. I mean, if we could do more, we would, but I don't know that we've got enough room to do.
So this footprint, it includes the patio? No?
It does not, no. So on this corner here, you'd have another 4 feet off the edge of the pool.
What am I looking at that's wrong here? You got this pool that, does this mean that your house is only 2 foot away from the floodplain and wetland protection overlay district?
Yeah, that's the zoning district.
Right there.
Yeah, this is,
It's 2 foot.
This is the zoning has a wetlands overlay.
Right.
And then this here is the actual wetlands line,
Cause I'm gonna
right
give
there,
100 foot.
yeah.
I got it, I got
I
it.
So-
think this right here is your 2 foot.
Oh, no, hey,
That's a
just sit
2
here.
foot wall.
Come on. Yeah. This should- So, I guess my concern is that, one, we're not seeing the full footprint on the drawing, that we're gonna need a new drawing. But the second point that I have is that I think we're starting to get into that zone of where we try to leave a buffer between the wetland and, you know, where we start any kind of, development. I don't know what
Is
everybody
it
else
possible
thinks.
for you to move that pool closer to the back of your 2-story house? Move it over?
Back towards,
Back this way.
Back to.
Towards the
Here.
Yeah.
no, well, the problem I run into is that I've got the sewer easement in the backyard.
Well, if you put it right on the edge
The
of the sewer
easement's right,
easement.
yeah, the sewer easement's here, though, he's saying just to move it here.
Right,
and
kind
turn
of,
it.
put that 38 about where the S is for sewer.
But the issue, I do have those, and I mean, I could do that, but then I could put the patio over the sewer easement, it's just if they ever had to come in and dig it, they would have to rip up the patio. Not a big deal.
The chance of that happening are pretty slim, because I've had one for 35 years and they never even showed up.
So I always thought that, and then 2 years ago, they were out there digging. I didn't know.
Well, sorry.
But I think it was just because I think in the back corner of the easement, there's actually a manhole cover back there.
Okay.
So that would be my only, you know, but I'm far enough away from it that if I had to move it back, I certainly could. Actually, the only, what isn't depicted on this, I'm sorry, it's an old drawing, is we've got a family room off the back here, and then we've got a deck. So to move back, we've got to be 10 feet off of the deck and 10 feet off of the house.
And this is gonna be an in-ground pool, right?
In-ground, yeah, I'm sorry, the deck is here.
But I think what we don't have is, the first thing is that the space that he wants is bigger than he's
Well,
showing
then
us.
The drawing's not correct, you
The
just told us
drawing,
that.
the drawing's not correct, the pool is there, but not all the patio that he wants
No,
around
also
it.
his addition.
And, right, yeah, and his addition, so we kinda, I think we need a new map, but the second thing is we just need to try to keep it a little away from the wetlands, is my comment, you know, if we can turn it.
So this is the line, right, this is what you're concerned about, correct?
It's this line right here, yeah, this one right there. Because this one is just a zoning.
Yeah.
Zoning has it, what it does is it triggers for them and for us that there might be a wetland there.
Yeah.
Somebody did a survey in the 60s and put this map on where probably, you know, probable wetlands would be.
Okay.
And so it's more of a guide than it is actual delineation, but somebody delineated this when this was originally built.
Okay, yeah, because it's not a big, again, that's one of the things we had talked about. If we have to, instead of having it be straight parallel with the back of the garage, I mean, we had talked about if we had to move it a little bit, you know, so it's almost,
But
again, almost
where
runs.
you're gonna have the patio on top of it, we'd like to see where the patio's going to.
Okay,
So if you could come back with a map that shows us something better, but I don't know what anybody else thinks, I'm giving my opinion, but. Does everybody agree, disagree? He's talking.
No, I agree.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
agree.
no, I agree.
That
Yeah.
it's too close to the wetlands.
It's too close to the wetland, yeah. So if you
What about
could,
the other side of the easement, just no access over there?
there is, but, as you get, the further back you get, there's a little brook that just kind of runs along, that comes like back over here and over here. And so what I was trying to avoid is, you know, if I put it back here, then I probably have, you know, $15,000 worth of trees I gotta take down. And then I'm talking about putting, you know, I'm spending another $40,000 on a fence, because I've got to fence the entire yard. So if I put it over in the corner here, you know,
Tightens
it
everything up.
tightens up, and I can just put a fence off the corner of the house and off the corner of the garage. Do you want some, because I had called the guy that originally had done this, he just didn't return my call, so I was just rushing to try to get, because we're trying to get it dug in the fall, so that obviously is why you've got my own professional drawing there. Do you need it from an actual surveyor? Would you rather have a?
It should be.
I mean, the other thing too, again, because this is 20 by 38, so if you said, so if I went, 20 by 36, that puts the pool back,
But it's not just the pool, it's also the
still gonna be
patio,
24 by
Right.
40.
yeah,
because you still have the,
Because of the.
Because
The
the patio's
patio.
permanent,
Okay.
along with the
so
pool.
we need the patio along with the pool.
okay.
And yeah, it would be better if you had somebody professionally do it, so it's
Yeah,
all to
sure.
scale.
Yeah, because what'll happen also too, is
And then you
we'll
might
approve the
want-
plan as noted, what you have as submitted. So if it deviates anything from that, it's almost like a legal document to say, it is going here, it's 5 feet off the house this way, it's off the wetlands here, and it has to stay right where it's written.
Okay,
Right,
You
and-
might wanna go down and talk to John at the sewer department and see what, if you can encroach that, and he might say, yeah, we're never gonna dig there, or what, he'll never say never, of course, but.
yeah, I did, I actually had them come out and flag, they came out and they flagged it to see where the middle of the easement actually is. And he
Right.
had said that, he's like, look, the chances of us ever having to come out there and dig it is slim.
Right.
And again, I don't mind, I don't mind, if I gotta encroach in the patio over the easement, then they come out and they dig it, they come out and they gotta dig it and I gotta fix it, but,
Better to lose the patio than the pool.
well, yeah, well, right, I mean, I don't think I can put the pool over the sewer, and I probably could,
And if you could have whoever does the plan put a 10-foot away silt fence along on here, that would be
Okay.
helpful too. Because that will probably just save us some grief, right?
And we meet again in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, I can get that done. Do I need to, I don't need to refile, right? I don't need to
No.
refile the
No.
notice of
No,
intention
you can
like that?
just, you can just email it or bring it to Nancy.
To Nancy, okay,
and,
perfect.
And she'll get it to us.
Okay, easy enough to do. So you just we'll get the actual dimensions, and then you said you wanted to see them drawing the 10-foot silt fence, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And where the existing structure is.
Yeah, I'll have them put on I'll have them do with, because again, we've got that family room, the deck, so I'll have a full drawing of the property itself.
Great.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you very much.
All right, great, thank you.
Motion to continue?
Motion to continue.
Till when?
You're not here for the,
The 28th of August?
all right.
28th?
Yep.
Yep.
August 28th.
I made a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We'll be here.
All right.
That's fine. Did we have an overall filing for Murphy Street at some point?
Yeah, it would have been like in the century.
Okay, yeah, so there's a drainage, it's before, I think, all of our time, that was all. So there's there's like a detention basin and stuff on Murphy Street, like, that this belongs to?
I don't think the drainage basin. Do you want the file? I think
Yeah.
it's in the envelope.
Do you mind, Nancy? I think it would be helpful.
Yeah, it's one of the frequent flyer things that people ask for.
Really? Interesting. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
it's behind, this is it's Dorsey,
By
it's
Rick.
Dorsey and
Murphy
Crossley
Street's by
Street.
Rick.
Buying Rick.
Yeah,
What's his name from Whitman before I lost. Yeah. He's been in front of us.
oh, yeah,
There's a lot of catch basins.
The one we opened the meeting.
yeah, that's what I
I don't know
thought.
what there's a yard drain, I don't know what yard drain.
Next one up,
Yep.
file number 84-513, notice of intent.
John can explain it all.
EMK Trust, 355 Providence Way, Westwood, Massachusetts, construct a single-family home with site appurtenances. Appurtenances.
That's my nickel, that's my 25-cent word. It means other things.
Within the border vegetation wetland area, the buffer zones at Murphy Street. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
You did that on purpose.
Good evening. My name is John Cotter. As Jerry stated, I'm with the Russell Wheatley Company. I'm here with Rob Matthews. He is the applicant on this project. And what we're here for is to get
Are these new, John, or are these the same?
same
from-
plan.
Same
It's
plan?
the same plan.
Okay, you can hold, I think we got a bunch over here. Thank you, Nancy. Oh my gosh. What did I ask?
We are here to get a order of conditions or to go through and see if we can get this for this property here with a, that is to be constructed, a single-family house to be constructed within 100 feet of a isolated wetland area. We had the wetland area, it's shaded there in green. We had it flagged by Brooke Monroe of Pine Brook Consulting. Murphy Street, as you see, is a new street that is actually part of the, what's now called the Denica development, out behind Crosley Street and Dorsey Street. So right now, what we're here for is, as you can see, the buffer zone on the wetlands line shaded in blue shows that it's the site grading more so than the actual dwelling is what the activity is going to be within 100 feet of the wetlands. We do show a siltation fence that runs pretty much parallel with Chamberlain Street, which is at this time a paper street on non-constructed road. Utilities would come in off of Murphy Street, the sewer, water, and electricity. What we planned on doing is raising the building up approximately 6 feet above the center line of the road, bringing in some fill around it because we're pretty sure of a fairly high water table in that area. Other than that, the development is going to be, the majority of the development is to be on the Murphy Street side of the property, and the backland is to remain relatively natural. I think.
John, could you just put it into perspective for us? Is this part of a subdivision plan?
It is not. It is not part of the. It's not part of the subdivision that was done by Mr. Carafas. These are pre-existing lots that were owned by Mr. Kelly when the subdivision, when the original Crosley Street, Chamberlain Street subdivision was done. Chamberlain Street was never built, but Mr. Kelly owns 4 lots on one side of Chamberlain Street and 3 lots on the other side of Chamberlain Street.
Who's my father-in-law? Yeah, it's a family transaction, yeah.
Okay, so that there's only one house at this point
At this
being
point,
developed?
that's correct.
So the road that you are showing for Murphy Street?
Yes.
Is that already built? And-
That's in the process. That's the access road off of Crosley Street that goes into the subdivision that was approved, that Jim Carafas used to own, and is now owned by Denica Development, I think it's Rich Rosen. He's putting in the houses now.
Okay, and this isolated wetland area that's up here,
Yeah.
was that flagged before, or is this the only time?
This is the only time I've ever had it flagged.
Okay, see, I was thinking it was part of the other,
No.
so we were looking at something that had already been approved.
It is not.
All right, and, has anybody been out to this one yet? And it seems like we probably should take some.
I've been out to what Rosen's doing, I haven't been to this.
This one, I don't think, has anybody looked at it? We probably should
Did
look
this
at
just
it.
come up on, was it today? Cause I know the agenda was changed from Friday
No,
when it was.
no,
okay.
it was on the agenda when I got it on Friday, I just didn't get out there. I think it's just, it's the summer.
Is Chamberlain an approved street?
No,
It's not,
it's Paper Street.
okay. So they would have to build Chamberlain Street within the 100-foot buffer also?
That's correct. I don't, and well,
Well, and the line
Other
ends at
things-
B1,
other
it
things
could-
have happened,
it could
but
go
I-
into the street.
I don't think that, I don't know that Chamberlain Street would really ever be
Say
constructed.
that, what did you say, Kathy?
You look at where the green line ends on the B1,
Yeah.
looks like it's headed towards the street. You
Right.
don't have the whole, you know, she only flagged what she needed to flag
Right.
for you. I understand
Right.
that. You know, where is the wetland and how far away?
Correct.
So how much fill are you gonna bring in?
It's about, you know, I didn't do that calculation, but it's just gonna basically be mounded around the house, just to raise the house up. Not for any other reason, but just to raise the house up above what we're anticipating to be a fairly high water table.
You haven't done a perk test yet?
Well, there's no need to do a perk test because it's
Well,
gonna be
you
a
get-
municipal sewer.
Oh, all right, well, I'm just
Uh,
saying, just check the water table that you just said.
Well, we, you know, across the street, you look at the detention basin
Oh,
across
all
the
right.
street, you
And
know
then
what I
it's got
mean?
water in it.
So we know,
Oh,
that,
all right,
you
I
know,
didn't, well,
you know,
I'm just asking.
yeah,
There's a detention
taking an
basin across the
educated
street.
guess is what we did,
Right,
Fine.
there's a detention
Done
basin
all
across
fine.
the street
across the
for,
street,
for the new subdivision that's
Yes.
gonna go in?
yes.
What's he at, 193, 194?
That's
194.
proposed, right?
So
Yeah.
you- those are proposed?
Yes, solid lines proposed, the dashed lines are existing.
So they're at this is
So there's
192.
Roughly roughly
194,
3 feet.
190.
So the street is at what elevation,
About
190?
190, 191,
You bring it up to 194?
yeah,
Phil's gonna go up to 194.
correct.
You're gonna bank it at what, 1 to 3 or
On that side, 10 to 1.
10 to 1? Okay.
And around the back, it's about 5 to 1. I mean, I'm sorry, on this side over here, it's about 5 to 1.
So we're talking 3 feet high, 15, 20 feet out? So we're gonna be filling some of this will be covered in fill,
That's correct.
okay? We don't have a, what's that, like, between 2 and 6 feet, probably from the corner of the house to the line?
That's
Yeah,
the
something like that.
100-foot buffer zone.
The foundation, the
That's
foundation
just the buffer, so
elevation.
That's just
the
the buffer.
wetland's pretty far away
Right.
based on
Right.
this map. It is.
Right.
Yeah, you got 36 feet out to here to the property line,
Right.
so.
It's about 100, well, that blue line is about 100 feet from the wetlands. So, I mean, there was no way we weren't gonna be able to fill, the building we could fit without
Right.
coming in front of you. But
Right.
the activity is gonna, you know, to put any kind of yard and everything, it's going to be, that's the reason
be
for
far enough off of this.
the notice.
They're pretty far away.
185.
So the question just is, I'm assuming this is gonna be where your front door is, where this 70 is approximately?
Yeah,
It's this, if you're looking at your house, the left front corner is probably what we're looking at as far as the 100-foot buffer, right?
that's the,
Right back?
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very close to the 100-foot buffer.
Yeah.
That's basically sitting on it.
Yes.
What are your setbacks?
I'm
Actually,
using Chamberlain Street as being a street, so 35, because it's a corner lot, you have 35 along Chamberlain, 35 along Murphy, and then you have to have 30 and 30 on the other two lines, because it'd be considered a corner lot. So we're 44, in actuality, we're 44 feet from the side that's along Murphy Street. But that's to give you room for a deck on the back of the
Sure.
house. And from the other sideline, I didn't put a distance there, but it's in the 250 feet range or something like that.
All grass along the house, all the way around?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty darn far away.
Yeah, that'll help too with any
Yeah.
race, 'cause he's 185 here and
Mhm.
194, so obviously the water's gonna flow towards it.
Right. They also did, if you see, if you look, there's an existing yard drain, that's
saw
fairly new.
Yep.
For Mr., I think they did that for Mr. Berry. Mr. Berry lives at the corner across the street in Murphy Street. I think they did that for him because he was getting some water in his backyard.
Okay.
So I think that was I think that was done to help him out.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I think I'm good.
Except for the walking part, I mean, I don't, we've approved things like this before.
Yeah,
Many times.
this is pretty far from the,
Right.
from the wetland as well. Even if the line changed a little, I think it'd be okay.
You wanna open it to the floor, Jerry?
I'm just waiting for you guys. You all set?
All set.
Do you have any questions? Sir?
No, we're further down on project, but we were certified, we were certified by Neil to come
Yeah.
tonight. But we're down 3 houses from Kelly's.
All right, and then all the conversation you heard here,
It's high level water. It's
all right.
high water channel. If it comes down Chamberlain Street, it's gonna flood right into my backyard no matter, you know? Mr. Berry, I just can't believe that he'll be drowning.
No other concerns? All set?
Well, there's nothing we can do, it's not concerning us.
Well, there's nothing to cause any problems for you that you might be concerned about or stuff like that.
How do the cows feel about it?
I'm married to Lisa Kelly.
I know, how do the Kellys feel about it?
Well, one of the issues is he's in a nursing home, so he needs the money because he's out of money.
So who's making the decision, Lisa?
Anne Marie and Kalina, the lawyer.
And they're okay with this going in?
Oh, yeah, they're all for it, yeah.
They are for it?
Yeah, they need the money, yeah.
The lot wooded now?
Yes. Yeah.
Are you using your land?
There's
Yeah.
another way to get there.
Kelly's land?
Yes, yeah,
Be careful.
okay.
Sometimes these maps are wrong, and they've got you crediting it with one of my lots.
Oh, yeah,
So be careful. I
I
straightened
had
it
a
out
lawyer
before.
research it, I know that, I understand. Yeah, we did a title exam and all that stuff already,
Yeah.
so, okay, thank you.
That's all I'm worried about.
Okay?
Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
All
Thank you.
right. Back to the board.
Kelly's all right with it?
Any,
Yeah, he's all for it.
any other questions? Want to make a motion?
What Joe did come up with, just so everybody knows, neither of these lots, they're both wooded, they haven't been touched, they're pristine.
Oh.
The lots themselves, so there
Okay.
hasn't been anything done on them.
Anybody other questions? All set? Can you back?
How do you got Kelly's?
Motion.
One motion to approve?
File number? Do you have a file number on this? 'Cause I
Anybody
didn't
gonna
get
make a
one.
motion?
Right here. Motion to approve?
513.
Yes.
Okay,
Second?
Yes.
that was the only.
I second a motion?
I got.
So, all in favor?
Aye.
That's it?
Great,
Good
thank you.
luck.
Thank you all very much, thank you.
Good luck. What?
I said, have a nice night.
Yeah.
I know who you are. They recognize you as me, so I didn't know if they wanted you. Yeah. Well, I just, I.
Thank you.
John.
Thank you.
You too, buddy.
All right, all set, guys? Back to old business.
Okay,
All right, I will probably take up business dairy first, please.
okay.
You all saw the letter that the state fellow said about the gravel went into, they're putting in, we talked about, I think the last meeting,
Excuse me, I'm sorry, could you guys, take this up? Yeah. Thank you. I can't hear.
But
Yeah,
Jim talked about his, and they said it was all right to use.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
they didn't,
Go ahead.
all it was is just regular reprocessed gravel, but they didn't state what was in it. All they just said it's reprocessed, it's screened for a certain
Yeah.
amount and stuff like that.
And they approved it.
So,
They didn't.
they
Didn't
didn't,
say the actual content. of
no,
what
they
it
don't.
is.
All he said was, no, all I got is the report from wherever they're getting it reprocessed from. So
Well, there's
the
something about
report,
sand in it,
but they don't state anything that's in it.
yeah.
They just say that it's sand with reprocessed gravel at a sieve of, what, 3/4 to 1/2 inch,
Yeah.
whatever the stuff is, and
Yeah.
what they're gonna use.
That's it.
So, I
Well,
mean,
they
I
gotta
don't
do-
know if that really helps your question out of what's in it.
I just wanted to know if it was wrap or not, if it was the reprocessed asphalt.
It's reprocessed, so.
Yeah, and everything I've read on that says that it does leach into the groundwater, and there are carcinogens.
Just like they said, it's reprocessed asphalt. You're not gonna know where you got it from. All it is just asphalt that had oil and other stuff in it, and road salts and everything else.
You know, you
and-
can use it some places.
Right.
It's perfectly legal to use it in some places. I'm just concerned that if it's too close or in the wetlands, it shouldn't be used. But according to Greg,
It's usable. So,
According to who now?
Did you see the DEP letter
Greg.
that went
I didn't see
passed
the
around?
detail.
or
You
you
see-
didn't
you see the
DEP?
No, I
letter?
didn't see that one.
I'm sorry.
And Greg is, Greg,
I
I
apologize.
assume Greg is Greg from DEP.
Yes.
Great to see you again.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
assumed it was. So did they put up the silt fence yet?
No, I drove by there today. No.
Could we get them to put up the silt
Yeah.
fence, Jerry?
Well, I've got to meet with them after we went through this part tonight.
Yeah, just, I don't want them to be doing work without the silt fence up. I think it will help them as well as us. It's just a nice way to make sure that they don't
Yep.
wander into the wetland. And I'll, you know,
Well,
it's the first thing they should do if they're gonna start
Unfortunately,
working.
I can't, the one paper we approved, Nancy gave it to me and I gave it to somebody at the, somewhere between John and somebody else, because we were talking about it for the last 2 weeks. And it, you know, it showed their mistake and stuff like that. But, you know, the only thing I had tonight was the original
Are you
thing
saying the
that they
map?
brought to us.
Yeah, the map that we had with the wetlands on it?
Yeah,
What?
I have the map.
Yeah, we all,
Or,
What was in the
did you mean
condition?
the little one?
I just had it here.
That one?
Yep, thank you. This is the original. Have everybody seen that one?
Mhm.
And this is what we approved
yeah,
last year.
yeah. They just need to put the hay bale, the silt fence in. That's
Yeah,
all.
and they just didn't do it right. They
Yeah.
didn't dig it out right, so.
What they didn't dig out right, you mean the park, are you talking parking lot? No, what are you talking,
They
Jerry?
were supposed to be close, further to the house than they did.
Yeah,
So-
but,
So, they get it there, we're gonna let them put the fill in,
uh-huh.
and they're gonna have to put the silt fence up. I'll have to tell them that.
They need to put the silt fence
Yeah.
up along the whole property. It's not just, you know.
Well, it's right in here with the,
They're over to here.
But they're supposed to put in the silt fence before they do more work on the
Yeah.
property, including where the fields are. If they're gonna use the fields in the fall, that silt fence needs to be out.
well, all right, but only
Needs
thing
to
I'm
be
gonna worry about right now is the silt fence for the, where
They
they're
should put-
working.
If they have a guy out there doing the silt fence, they should,
Might as well continue along? All right,
because they're gonna use those fields at some point, I assume.
all right.
Are they gonna use them this fall, the fields?
I don't know, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Read that again, because I'm not getting what
The only thing that they were concerned about is the situation.
I'm getting out of that is that he's just saying that
think
reprocess
he
is
said
good as
recycled asphalt.
pervious.
And sand is frequently used as processed gravel, so he's
Right.
saying it's okay.
He's saying, but I think he's, the only thing he's saying, yes, you can use it because it's pervious, it's not impervious.
Mhm.
If it's impervious, you need stormwater, whatever else for
Right.
everything else, but I think that's all he's saying. He's not, I don't think they even asked him what is contained in the reprocessed,
No,
is
they
our, is your question.
Yeah.
But you'll never know that. You'll never
Unless
know
they
what's been
test
dumped
it.
and reprocessed.
Right, unless they test it though. You could take a sample of it and it goes out to a testing company and they analyze what's in the material. If it's gonna be,
Most suppliers wouldn't do that, it would have to be,
no, they wouldn't, but if we're asking to say
Town.
that, yeah, if we're asking the town to say, if you're gonna put reprocess sitting in a field that is within, it's probably within 100 feet of that little brook, that little culvert that's on that side, and it's pervious, and it could leach whatever's in the reprocessed to that,
And there are wells in the area.
we'd like to
so
know what it is.
It could leach into the wells.
I think that's pretty important, actually.
So,
Chemicals and things.
I don't know if they asked the right questions, they just asked the question, is reprocessed gravel okay for a parking lot? They didn't ask the question, what is in the reprocessed gravel that we're gonna use to put in this temporary parking lot?
The concern I had is that where they're putting it is within the 100-foot buffer.
Right.
That's my concern. If they had kept it down where they said they were going to, we wouldn't have any say in it.
Right. It is pretty low too, I just drove out that today and drove into it.
It is low.
They took like a foot
Yeah.
of it right out. But if I'm explaining what the question is and you're not satisfied with it, I mean, I agree
No,
with you
no,
too.
we-
They should go back to, you should take it back to them and say, we wanna know what is in the reprocessed.
Is that what you wanna do?
Is it
Yeah.
RAP? Is it recycled asphalt?
That's what they're saying. That's what they're
Well,
using.
what they're saying is, it is that plus sand and, I mean,
Right, but we wanna know
Again,
what's,
well,
Did it come from a parking lot? If
it came
did,
from down
it's
behind the
gonna-
highway department. I'll tell you that right now, because I used to,
but where did it come from?
Yeah, if it comes from a
Streets
people
are
bring
parking
it in.
lot.
I used to bring
we've
in
got cars
asphalt, I
leaking
used
oil
to
in
bring
the
in
parking
gravel
lot.
years ago.
Right.
They allowed us to do it because they needed the supplies to chop it up and reuse it.
What does it have, is it,
Well, they
Other
didn't
houses?
test it, they just,
that's what was,
Yeah.
that's,
You wanna
that's
test
what
it?
we're asking.
well, you guys are the boss, so you tell me and I'll tell them.
That's what we're asking.
And as I said, if they had built it, if they had done it where they originally
Oh,
said they were
there
going to
would be
do
no
it,
question.
we'd have no say, because it's not affecting us, but they are they're into the 100-foot buffer.
Yeah, that's it, well, we know that's what they made a mistake on.
They're almost into the wetland, actually, so that's my concern.
You want them to do a test on the stuff going in,
Yes. We wanna know
what it is.
what it is. We understand that it's reprocessed or recycled asphalt, I understand that.
Plus other things.
But what else is in there with it, do we have? What am I looking for? Not PVC, no, I'm looking for chemicals. We're looking to see if there's any other chemicals that are in there besides the,
What kind of petroleum?
what kind of petroleum-based
And
products.
how much petroleum is in there is really what you're asking, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that what, that's,
Yeah, well,
the concern
yeah.
is, what got spilt on the asphalt, and sometimes asphalt was created with petroleum, obviously.
Exactly.
Between that and the spills, oil or gas, what's in there?
Yeah, usually what they do with that stuff is take it back and remake asphalt out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
and
just
which
got
is-
done with a project where we used
That's fine.
reprocessed as a binder course.
Right.
You know, they use
That's fine.
a certain percent of reprocessed
Yes.
asphalt in asphalt. There's only a certain percent.
Right.
right, but it's
Yeah,
it's
but
common.
I'll go back and I'll tell them that you guys want
And I would just say that,
This-
explain that we're not trying to be difficult, we just, because it's being put in an area that is a resource for us like that, it's in a wetland resource. We're
Yep.
concerned about if there's any chemicals in that reprocess that could leach into the groundwater that's there or people's wells that are around that.
all right. I'll do that.
You don't wanna be,
Because our water table is pretty high out there.
yes, it is.
Okay, next thing was, for me, was 167 Randolph Street.
Okay, so Jerry, why don't you tell
right
us
there.
what's going on?
They want to put a backyard in, and I suggested they come up with a plan and do a request for determination and come in front of us, and then we can have an idea. But as you can see, their lot is the one that seems to be not in the wetland, I mean, the exact wetlands compared to the others. So, but I don't think they're gonna go back, they wanted something for a backyard. And I believe they're a young couple with children, so that's why they're probably doing it. And I thought that would be the best way to go, so but when you see it come up in a meeting, anybody can go down and take a look at it and then have a good view of it, and we can discuss it. Is that all right with you guys?
Yeah, what's the address again?
167?
167 Randolph.
67?
Where is that, pretty much?
Before Wyman Road, about 3 houses before
Okay.
Wyman Road. How many houses before Wyman Road? Wyman Road is where your left hand is.
Okay. So that other development is over here?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, they pretty much missed it all, except for one tiny little piece.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right, does an RDA cost them anything?
$35.
Is that it?
About $200 when you put your ad in. Under $200.
Do they have to put it, I don't, I've been through the process, so I couldn't tell you.
You put an ad in.
But our permit fee is low, it's just the
I think
ad's
it was
expensive.
$35.
Yeah, they have to do something because they're completely even in the 100-foot buffer and all that stuff, so
Mhm.
Okay, yep.
they gotta do something. All
I
right,
think the RDA makes
correspondence.
Yeah, the ad was like 151 and change.
And it's something he fills out, I think, is that correct?
You can.
On correspondence, we have one thing from the Attorney General. Michael, you saw that letter thing? Okay. And, I don't know about it. Anybody wants to see this stuff?
Why don't you pass it around?
It made the paper.
Can I see
Really?
that?
Oh, sure.
Please. Thank you.
Has everybody looked at the minutes from last month? I mean, July
July 10th.
10th?
Motion to accept the minutes for July 10th?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Building permits, the one I looked at, the ones I looked at and stuff, there were no conservation involved.
Did you look at all of these or just some of them?
Well, most of them,
I did 3
I
of them.
knew
They were
there was
all-
no conservation, just going by the street, but I did drive by on some also.
Time for conditions. It's time for conditions. Pass it on the
Everybody's
back.
favorite?
Kathy, you want to do
Sure.
the order conditions, please?
Perfect number. Did you get one?
I did, thank
Okay,
you.
thanks,
This is
Greg.
for Murphy Street?
This is for Murphy Street.
Yep.
Where are we gonna have them put the siltation barrier, guys?
He has on the,
Does he have it on the
yes,
plan?
that's shown on the plan. Right off the same road.
Yeah, right along.
Oh, there it is, proposed location, that's perfect. Okay, so, Nancy, just, can you change the wording on A1 to say a siltation barrier shall be placed as shown on the plan? Whatever the date is here, it's, August 1st, 2017. And, A2 to A6.
I'm sorry, 3 to A6?
There's the
A,
A2.
A2, the rest of the A's. D1 and D2. no C, no D, no E, no F.
Is that yard drain on his property?
No, that was on that property up at another person's house. G1, G2, G3, G4, G5, 25 feet, G6, G7, H2, H4, H5, and H6. H8, H9, I1, I2, A, B, C, D, E. You think F, because there's no,
Yeah, there's pristine lots, they're gonna be cutting trees down.
oh, yeah, no stockpiling. F. That's it. Pretty simple.
Thank you.
We usually give these back to Nancy and she
Oh,
passes them out to us.
Actually, you can keep that one now.
Okay.
Oh, because I
Yeah.
write on it.
You have mine.
Oh,
No,
here's another one.
It's good to keep one, no big deal. Everybody
Yeah,
has
yeah,
one.
no. 'cause-
Sorry, you can use
yeah,
that one too,
okay.
sorry.
Yeah, you can study him for next time.
Yeah.
Anything else, Jerry?
All right, for me, everything's, someone make a motion to adjourn, please?
I make a motion to adjourn.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, me too.